My child, stop what you're doing and listen. Heaven is speaking directly to you. You have carried pain long enough, and the time for healing is now. A cure hath been sent from heaven for you. Not a temporary comfort, not a fleeting relief, but a divine intervention born from the heart of God Himself. Every tear, every silent ache, every unanswered prayer had been seen, and this message is my response. Do not turn away, for what you are about to hear is not just truth, it is life. I am calling you out of the shadows and into restoration. Listen closely, your healing begins here. You have cried in the dark, haven't you? When no one was near, when the world was asleep, and your heart felt too heavy to hold, your soul whispered words you couldn't even form, and I heard every one of them. I was there in that quiet room where your tears touched the pillow and your spirit trembled under the weight of what you didn't understand. You thought no one noticed the ache that you carried, the questions, the disappointments, the silent despair that has been growing like shadows within you. But I saw it all. Before your lips ever formed the prayer, before your eyes lifted toward me, heaven had already taken note. I tell you now, my beloved, that your pain has not gone unnoticed, nor has it gone unanswered. Even before you could cry out for help, a cure was already being prepared, a remedy not from earth, but from my heart. I have watched the seasons of your struggle. I have seen you fight battles that no one else even knew you were in. There were moments when your faith flickered, moments when you wondered if I still remembered you, if my promises still stood. I did not turn away in those moments, I drew nearer. I have never been distant, though at times my silence made you wonder. My silence was never abandonment, it was preparation. For while you were waiting, I was weaving. While you were breaking, I was building. I have been working beneath the surface of your circumstances, crafting a cure that goes deeper than relief. It brings restoration. I know the disease that weighs on your soul. It is not only sickness of body or pain of circumstance. It is the slow ache of disappointment, the weariness of hope deferred, the poison of fear whispering that you are alone. But I tell you this truth, nothing within you is beyond my touch. I am the God who listens to the unspoken. I am the one who gathers your tears, not one wasted, not one forgotten. Even your sighs have reached my throne. The whispers that escape your lips in weakness were heard as prayers in heaven's language. So now, hear me. Before the dawn ever broke, I was already moving toward you. Before you opened your eyes this morning, my mercy had already surrounded you. You are not overlooked. You are seen. You are not forsaken. You are known. The cure that your heart has longed for, the peace, the healing, the restoration, is not something you must search for it has already been sent. You will see it unfold, not as a sudden rescue, but as a gentle sunrise, the light growing slowly, steadily, until the darkness fades completely. Hold on, beloved. The night is almost over. The whisper you thought no one heard has reached heaven, and heaven has already responded. You have tried to name the pain, haven't you? You've called it exhaustion, heartbreak, disappointment. Yet none of those words have ever truly captured the weight of what's been happening within you. You fought what you could see, the bills, the illness, the broken relationships. But what I want you to understand is that there is something deeper beneath it all. A true wound is not only in your body or your circumstances, it's in your soul. The disease beneath the surface has many faces. Fear that you'll never be enough, guilt over what you cannot undo, anger that refuses to heal, shame that whispers you're unworthy of joy. These are not merely emotions, they are infections of the heart, spreading quietly until they suffocate your hope. But listen closely, beloved, this is not condemnation. I do not reveal what is hidden to shame you. I reveal it to heal you. What hath been buried in darkness must come into my light to be restored. You've tried to mask it, to smile when the ache burns, to stay strong because you fear that if anyone saw the real you, they would walk away. Yet I have seen it all, and I stayed. I stayed when others did. I stayed when you doubted me, when you thought your mistakes had built a wall too high for my grace to cross. I walked right through that wall, not to judge you, but to rescue you from the sickness that sin and sorrow planted in your heart. You have been treating the symptoms, temporary relief, momentary distractions, empty assurances, but I have come for the root. And the root is not outside of you, it's within. But so is the cure. For I have placed within you the seed of my Spirit, and when you turn to me, that seed begins to release life, light, and renewal. Do you remember the times when you felt a strange pull toward me, even when you were running the other way? That was the cure calling out from within, the whisper of heaven trying to break through the noise. My healing is not always loud. It begins as a quiet stirring, an awareness that you cannot fix yourself, but that I can. You see, I did not come to fix your image. I came to heal your essence. I came to touch what others cannot see. I came to silence the hidden pain that no medicine on earth can reach. So when you feel that deep ache, that unrest you cannot name, don't run from it. Let it bring you to me. For every unseen wound is known to me, and every secret sickness has already been diagnosed and cured by my love. You are not beyond repair. I am the physician who heals the unseen. I am already at work beneath your surface, where your real healing begins. Before your first tear fell, heaven was already moving. Before the heartbreak, before the diagnosis, before the betrayal, I had already begun to prepare the answer. Nothing that touches you has ever caught me by surprise. The enemy wants you to believe that your pain arrived unannounced, that you were left alone to face it. But I tell you, every moment of your journey has been under my watchful eye. Long before you cried, I had already sent forth the remedy. My plans are not reactive, they are redemptive. Even when the wound was being formed, I was already preparing its healing. Even when your faith began to falter, my grace was already running ahead of you, making a way where there seemed to be none. You see, the cure did not come as an idea, it came as a person. I sent my Son, not as a messenger carrying medicine, but as the medicine himself. When Jesus stepped into your world, he stepped into your pain. He did not observe your suffering from afar, he carried it into his own body. Every lash he took, every drop of blood he shed was heaven's declaration that the cure had arrived. The world saw a man on a cross, but heaven saw the great physician completing his work. You may think your pain is new, that it's too recent or too personal for anyone to understand. But I assure you, the remedy was released long before the wound ever appeared. So when you ask me, where are you in my pain? I answer, I am right here, in the middle of it, working what you cannot yet see. You may not recognize my movements because they often begin in silence. While you are waiting, I am aligning. While you are crying, I am creating. While you are breaking, I am building. My response is not bound by time. What I started in eternity, I am finishing in your reality. The healing you seek is not something that will come someday. It is something that has already begun. I am weaving redemption into the very fabric of your story. Even the detours and delays are not mistakes. They are divine positioning for the unveiling of my plan. My beloved, heaven has never been indifferent toward your pain. I have seen every injustice, every moment of loneliness, every secret battle that drained your strength, and I tell you now, none of it has been wasted. My hands are upon your life, turning even your sorrow into soil for new beginnings. The cure has been sent, and it is unfolding. Trust that every step you take, even the trembling ones, are leading you closer to the place where my glory and your healing meet. Heaven's response was never late. It has always been in motion, long before you even knew you needed it. You often ask me, God, do you understand what it feels like to be human? And I tell you, yes, I did not send words from heaven to heal you. I sent myself. The cure wore flesh and walked among you. The answer to your pain took the form of a man, my son, Jesus, so that you would never again think I was distant or unfeeling. I stepped into your dust, breathed your air, and carried your burdens so that you would know that your healing is not theoretical, it is personal. When my son's feet touched the ground, heaven's medicine walked the earth. Every touch he gave to the broken, every tear he wiped away, every word he spoke was a piece of heaven's cure being administered to humanity. And I want you to know, beloved, that when Jesus looked into the eyes of the sick and the sinners, he saw you. He saw your struggle, your fear, your loneliness, and he was moved with compassion, not judgment. You have read that he healed the leper, raised the dead, opened blind eyes, and cast out demons. But have you realized what that truly means? Those miracles were not random acts of kindness. They were previews of the cure that was coming for you. Each touch of his hand, each act of mercy, was my way of whispering through time, this is who I am. This is what I will do for you. The cure did not begin at the cross. It began when Jesus entered the world. He walked into your condition so that no one could ever say, God does not understand. He felt hunger, rejection, betrayal, and pain, not because he had to, but because he chose to. I chose to experience the full weight of human weakness, so that when you cry out to me in your own weakness, I could say with truth, I have been there, and I am here with you now. You see, your healing does not depend on whether you feel worthy of it. Jesus came not to those who were well, but to those who were sick. That means he came for you. The cure is not earned. It is given. It is grace walking toward the broken, not waiting for them to be whole first. The moment you invite me into your pain, you invite the same presence that walked among the hurting 2,000 years ago. Nothing about me has changed. My compassion still moves toward you. My power still flows through love. When you remember that Jesus walked your roads, carried your sorrows, and felt your pain, you will realize that your healing is not coming from afar. It is coming from within the heart that already beat for you once upon the earth. The cure you seek has hands, a voice, and a name, and his name is Jesus, the God who became man so that mankind might finally be made whole. Come closer, beloved, and see what I saw that day. The world saw only a cross, wood, nails, blood, but heaven saw an altar, a divine pharmacy where the sickness of humanity met the medicine of God. Every wound my son endured was intentional, every drop of blood measured, every breath he took sacredly poured out for your healing. The cross was not a tragedy, it was a transaction. There, the cure was purchased in full. The pain that pierced his hands was the pain that pierced your heart. The stripes that tore his back became the channels through which healing would forever flow. Nothing about that day was random. It was the exact moment when the cure for your soul, your body, and your spirit was released into time. I did not send an angel to do it. I came myself, through the Son, to take into my own flesh the poison that had long infected you. You've wondered why suffering still exists, why pain still visits even those who believe. Hear me. The cross was not meant to remove every storm. It was meant to give you peace in every storm. What Jesus carried to Calvary was not only the sin of the world, it was the weight of your individual pain. The betrayal you've endured, the shame you've hidden, the loss that still aches, he carried all of it. When the hammer fell, heaven declared, "The sickness ends here." The world thought it was the end of a man. Heaven knew it was the beginning of a cure. The blood that stained that wood was not a symbol of defeat. It was the antidote to every curse that sin released. So when you look at the cross, don't just see suffering, see strategy. See your name written in redemption's ink. See the divine exchange. Your sickness for his wholeness, your sin for his righteousness, your death for his life. Every stripe shouted, "You are healed." Every groan from his lips was the sound of chains breaking. The cross became the eternal pharmacy where heaven's medicine flows freely to every soul that believes. That is why I said, "It is finished." Not it will be, but it is. The cure is not pending, it is permanent. Now, I ask you to live as one who has already been made whole. Do not let guilt convince you to live as though you are still unworthy of what hath been paid in full. The cure has already been released into your life. It runs deeper than bloodlines, deeper than trauma, deeper than fear. When you bring your brokenness to the cross, you are not coming to a symbol. You are coming to the source. The cross is where heaven's cure was delivered, sealed, and forever sufficient. Look there, and live. You have stood beside graves, haven't you? Graves of dreams, of relationships, of seasons that ended too soon. You've watched what once held life grow still, and in those moments you wondered if death always has the final say. But listen to me, beloved. The empty tomb stands as heaven's eternal answer to that question. Death does not have the last word. I do. The tomb that once held my son could not keep him, and the truth is not just history, it's your present reality. The same power that shattered the grip of death still moves through time, reaching into your own places of loss. Every resurrection begins with something that looked impossible. The world buried him, thinking the cure had failed. But on the third day, heaven declared, "The cure works." And I tell you now, that same resurrection power is not a distant story. It's alive and active in you. You see, when my son rose, he did not rise just for himself. He rose for you. The victory was not a display of strength. It was a transfer of life. What he conquered on your behalf. When he stepped out of the tomb, every chain of darkness that had ever wrapped around humanity was broken. The curse was reversed. The hopeless were given a future. You were given proof that nothing, not sin, not pain, not even death, can stand against the power of my love. So when you look at your own tombs, the broken dreams, the lost years, the wounds that refuse to heal, remember this: the same spirit that rolled away the stone is the same spirit that lives in you. That stone didn't move because men pushed it. It moved because heaven breathed life into death. You've said before, "It's over." But I say to you, it's not. The story isn't finished until resurrection speaks. What looks buried may only be planted. What looks over may only be waiting for its dawn. The cure that raised Jesus from the dead is the same cure working in your hidden places, turning what was meant to destroy you into the very ground where miracles will grow. When you feel like you're surrounded by endings, remember, the empty tomb was an ending too. Until it wasn't. Until life came bursting forth in unstoppable glory. So, when despair whispers that it's too late, let resurrection speak louder. When doubt tells you healing is impossible, let the tomb remind you that I specialize in impossible. My son's resurrection wasn't a one-time act. It was the beginning of an unending flow of life that now runs through you. The tomb is empty so your heart doesn't have to be. The cure didn't fail. It finished the work. Death lost its voice. And now, every part of you that believes will live again. The empty tomb confirms this truth. What I have healed, no power can ever undo. Do you know why the world still trembles at the name of Jesus? Because the cure did not remain outside of you. It entered within. I did not design your healing to be something you must chase across the heavens. I placed it in the very center of your being. When you believed in my Son, the Spirit of the living God took residence in you, not as a visitor, but as a healer, a restorer, a companion who never leaves. The same power that raised Christ from the dead now dwells inside you. The cure is not something you must earn. It's someone you already carry. You do not have to beg for my presence. It abides within. My Spirit is not a distant echo. He is the pulse of heaven inside your chest. You often pray as if I am far away, as though you must climb mountains or prove your worth to reach me. But I whisper now, you don't have to reach far. I am already here. When you wake, I am the breath in your lungs. When you weep, I am the comfort in your tears. When you feel weak, I am the strength rising quietly beneath your brokenness. Stop searching for what has already been given. The cure is alive inside you, waiting for your agreement. When you speak faith, it stirs. When you worship, it awakens. When you forgive, it flows freely. You are not waiting for healing to come down from heaven. Heaven has already made its home in you. Do you understand what that means? It means no darkness has the right to dominate you. No wound has the authority to define you. And no lie can silence the truth that dwells in your spirit. You are not empty. You are the dwelling place of power. My presence within you is not fragile. It's eternal. Every moment you feel me stirring in your soul, those quiet nudges to trust, those tears that fall during prayer, that is my Spirit moving the cure deeper through your heart. The more you yield, the more you are healed. The more you rest in me, the more my life replaces what was once broken. So don't say, God, come closer. Instead, say, God, awaken what you've already placed within me. The cure is not a thing, it is my life, intertwined with yours. You do not walk toward me, you walk with me. My power is not around you. It is flowing through you like living water. You are not a vessel waiting to be filled. You are a temple overflowing with glory. The cure is alive, and it bears your name. You are not far from healing, beloved. You are the place where healing dwells. You've felt it, haven't you? The tug of war inside your soul. One moment, faith rises strong, and you believe you are healed, restored, whole. But then the symptoms return, the pain, the doubt, the memory of the wound, the echo of fear that whispers, nothing's changed. You begin to question whether the cure is real. Yet, I tell you, beloved, the presence of symptoms does not mean the absence of healing. What you are feeling is not failure, it is warfare. Healing and sickness cannot occupy the same space quietly. There is always a clash when the light begins to drive out the darkness. You are not backsliding. You are in the middle of a battle your victory has already secured. The enemy wants you to interpret resistance as defeat, but I call it evidence, proof that the cure is working. You wouldn't feel the tension if something powerful wasn't already happening within you. When I speak healing, I don't just change what's visible, I start deep within your being. Sometimes, your spirit receives what your body and mind have yet to catch up to. That's why faith feels so costly. It demands that you trust what is invisible while the visible still argues otherwise. But listen to me. Faith does not deny reality. It declares a higher one. The symptoms shout what is temporary. Faith whispers what is eternal. The cure is not failing simply because you still feel pain. It is winning because you are still standing, still believing, still pressing toward the promise. The sickness of doubt wants to convince you that what you see is stronger than what I have spoken, but my word, child, is unshakable. Every battle between symptoms and healing is a test of sight. Will you look at what hurts or at who heals? When the waves rise, remember, even Peter could walk on water until he looked at the storm. The cure works best in those who fix their gaze on me, even when their bodies tremble and their hearts grow weary. Every prayer you whisper in weakness strengthens the flow of my power within you. Every moment you choose trust over fear, the cure spreads deeper. You are not losing ground. You are being transformed. Do not despise the waiting. It is not delay. It is development. I am teaching you to believe beyond the evidence, to live from the Spirit rather than the senses. Soon, what you believe will become what you see. The symptoms will fade, and what will remain is unshakable faith and lasting wholeness. So when you feel that battle raging within, remember, it is not a sign of defeat, but of deliverance. The cure is fighting for you, within you, and through you. Hold your ground, beloved. The symptoms are temporary. My healing is eternal. You've tried so hard to fix yourself, haven't you? You've held on tightly to control, thinking that if you could just pray harder, perform better, do more, or understand why, then maybe the pain would finally go away. But hear me, beloved, healing does not begin in striving. It begins in surrender. The cure flows most freely where resistance ends. I do not ask you to understand every detail of your journey. I ask you to release it into my hands. Your healing isn't delayed because you're unworthy. It's delayed because you're still trying to hold the pen of your story. Let go. You are not your own healer. I am. The moment you release control, the cure can finally take full effect. Surrender is not giving up, it's giving over. It's saying, Lord, I can't carry this anymore, but I trust you can. It's loosening your grip on the pieces of your life and placing them into the hands that were pierced for you. When you surrender, you don't lose power, you gain peace. You stop wrestling with what you can't fix and start receiving what only I can give. The cure does not need your perfection. It needs your permission. When you say, Yes, Lord, have your way, the healing begins to flow in ways that effort never could. I'm not waiting for you to impress me. I am waiting for you to invite me. I know how hard it is for you to trust after all you've lost. You've seen promises broken, love abandoned, prayers seemingly unanswered. You've learned to protect yourself by keeping even me at a distance. But I am not like those who wounded you. I will never take what you surrender and use it to harm you. Everything you place in my hands, I redeem. Everything you entrust to me, I restore. The healing power of surrender is not in what you let go of. It's in who you give it to. When you finally lay down your fear, your shame, your constant need to figure everything out, you make space for me to move. My cure is peace, not pressure. My healing is not forced. It flows. The moment you stop trying to earn what I freely give, you begin to feel what my grace truly is. It's not about deserving, it's about believing. You are safest, most whole, and most healed not when you are in control, but when you are in my arms. So rest, beloved. Stop trying to fix what I have already finished. The cure hath been sent, and all it needs now is your surrender. You've been asking me, Lord, why does it feel like my healing comes in pieces? Why do I still hurt even after I've trusted you? And I tell you now, beloved, because I restore in layers. You see, why heal? I do not merely touch the surface. I move through the depths, uncovering what was hidden, untangling what time and trauma have knotted together. You want instant relief? but I want lasting wholeness. The cure I sent for you is not a quick remedy, it's a complete restoration. Every layer of your life, your body, your emotions, your spirit, even your memories, is precious to me. And I am not rushing your healing, because I am redeeming every part of you. What looks like delay is actually precision. I am rebuilding you from the inside out, one divine layer at a time. Some wounds are deep, rooted in years of pain, betrayal, or neglect. They cannot be healed with one touch. They must be carefully mended with love. That is why sometimes, when I begin to heal you, old memories rise to the surface, old pain feels fresh again. It's not because I've abandoned you. It's because I'm touching what you've buried. I am not reopening your wounds to hurt you. I am opening them to cleanse them. The infection of the past must be removed so that the new life can take hold. Every time I peel back a layer, it is not to expose your shame but to replace it with glory. You may not see all that I'm doing, but even in the hidden work, I am faithful. And yes, I know you get tired. Healing can feel like breaking before it feels like building. You've asked me to take the pain away, but I'm transforming it instead. You've wanted me to erase the past, but I'm redeeming it. You wanted to be restored in an instant, but I'm crafting a masterpiece. Do not despise the slow work of my hands. Every delay holds purpose, and every season has its sacred timing. You are not stuck. You are being shaped. I am aligning your emotions with truth, your thoughts with my word, your heart with my peace. My restoration does not just repair, it redefines. When I am finished, you will not merely return to what you were. You will become more than you imagined. The scars will not disappear, but they will no longer hurt. They will testify. The layers I restore will each shine with a new revelation of my love. And one day, when you look back, you will see how perfectly I touched every place that was broken. The cure was not only to heal you, but to transform you. And that transformation happens in layers, holy, patient, eternal layers of redemption. You've wondered why I let you walk through so much pain, haven't you? You've asked me, Lord, if you could have healed me sooner, why did you let me go through it at all? And I tell you this, beloved, because your healing was never meant to be silent. It was meant to become a testimony. What I've done in you, I will now do through you. The cure I sent was not only to restore your life, it was to release my glory into the lives of others through your story. Every tear you've cried, every scar you carry, every moment you thought you wouldn't make it, all of it has become sacred evidence of my faithfulness. You may not have realized it yet, but your story carries power. It is the sound of victory spoken in the language of grace. You see, when I heal you, I do not erase the proof of where you've been. I transform it. I turn your scars into testimonies. Do you remember when my son showed his disciples the wounds in his hands after he rose from the dead? He didn't hide them. He revealed them. Why? Because those marks were no longer symbols of pain. They were proof of redemption. In the same way, your healed places will become the very proof that I am alive and working in you. You thought your suffering would destroy you, but now it will declare who I am. What once made you weep will make others worry. What once made you afraid will make others believe. The enemy wanted to use your pain as a prison, but I have turned it into a platform. Your story will speak freedom into those who are still bound. Your voice will carry hope to those who are still hurting. I will send people to you, souls who feel like they're too far gone, and they will find healing in the sound of your testimony. You will not need to preach with eloquence. Your life will be the sermon. Your peace will speak. Your joy will testify. your transformation will shine brighter than any words could express. So don't hide your scars, beloved. They are holy. They are the fingerprints of my mercy. Let them be seen. Let them tell of how far I've brought you. You are not defined by what broke you. You are defined by who healed you. The cure was not only for your survival, but for your story. You are my living testimony, my walking miracle, my evidence to the world that heaven still heals. Every breath you take, every step you walk forward, is a declaration. The cure works. God is faithful. Healing is real. And through you, others will believe. You did not endure all that pain just to sit silently in comfort, beloved. What I have healed in you was never meant to stay contained within you. The cure you received was always designed to be carried, to be shared. When I poured my mercy into your wounds, I intended for it to overflow into the wounds of others. You are not merely the healed, you are now the healer's vessel. Every place that once bled is now a place where my light can shine through. The cure did not come to you to stop with you, it came to move through you. You are heaven's messenger in human form, walking among the broken, carrying the same divine medicine that once rescued you. You may feel unworthy to speak, unsure of how to tell your story, afraid of what others might think. But hear me clearly, I have placed my spirit within you, and wherever you go, you bring my presence with you. The same power that restored you now rests upon you. You are my hands extended, my voice reaching, my love expressed to a hurting world. You will not need to force it, you only need to live it. Every act of kindness, every word of grace, every moment you forgive when you could have cursed, releases the cure into the atmosphere. The world does not need more perfection. It needs your authenticity. Your scars, your history, your journey, they are the bridge that will lead others to me. Do not underestimate what I can do through you. When you touch a weary soul and speak hope, heaven moves. When you pray for someone in pain, my healing flows. When you forgive the one who wronged you, the cure multiplies. You carry more power than you realize, for you are not moving in your own strength, you are moving in mine. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead is the same Spirit that speaks when you open your mouth in love. Every small act, when done in my name, becomes eternal. I have called you not just to believe, but to bring. You are my ambassador of restoration. When you walk into a room, light enters with you. When you speak peace into chaos, the cure manifests. Do not wait for a platform or a pulpit. Your mission begins in every conversation, every gesture of compassion. Let your life preach what your lips may never say. Freely you have received, now freely give. This is your calling, to carry heaven's cure to those still sick with hopelessness, still bound by shame, still waiting for someone to remind them that love has not forgotten them. I send you out not as a burdened messenger, but as a healed one, glowing with the proof of my faithfulness. You are not just the evidence of the cure, you are its carrier. Go, beloved. Heal as you have been healed. Love as you have been loved. For through you, the cure will continue its holy work upon the earth. And now listen closely, beloved, for this is the final truth I want written deep within your heart. The cure I sent you was not temporary. It is eternal. The healing I began in you will never fade, for it is sealed by my Spirit and sustained by my promise. One day, every tear will be wiped away, every ache will cease, every scar will shine like morning light. The brokenness that once defined your story will become a distant memory, replaced by everlasting wholeness in my presence. You are being prepared, even now, for the fullness of that day. The restoration that began in this life will be completed in the next, and the cure will stand eternal. You often look at your life and see unfinished parts, dreams not yet fulfilled, prayers not yet answered, pain not yet erased. But I tell you, I am not finished. What I start, I always complete. You are not walking toward uncertainty, you are walking toward glory. The cure was never meant just to fix your temporary pain, but to bring you into an eternal reality where pain can no longer touch you. Every healing you receive now is a glimpse of that coming perfection. Every moment of peace you feel, every spark of joy that rises in your heart, is a preview of forever. The day will come when faith will no longer be necessary, for you will see me face to face, and the cure will be complete. But until that moment, I want you to walk with assurance. The cure is still flowing, still alive, still transforming every corner of your existence. The work of grace within you cannot be undone. Even when you stumble, my mercy will not retreat. Even when your strength fails, my love will hold you steady. The same voice that spoke "it is finished" still speaks over you, saying, "You are mine, and you are whole." The world around you may change, your body may age, but my promise does not decay. The cure I've given you is eternal because it is rooted in me, and I do not change. So lift your eyes, beloved. Do not dwell only on what you've lost. Behold what is coming. The dawn of forever is near. Every healed heart, every restored soul, every redeemed story is part of the great unveiling of my kingdom, where all things broken will be made new. You will stand in the fullness of light, clothed in peace, whole in every sense of the word. That is my eternal promise. You will never again be fractured, never again be forgotten, never again be separated from the source of your healing. The cure is not just a moment, it is forever. Rest in that truth. You are whole, and you always will be. Amen.